Welcome to Battle Truth, in my point of view. I don't know you, so I'm not a hater. I could only give you the facts that's written on these papers. And since we have no dealings, therefore the court can care less about your feelings. I'm the Honorable MallikiBaker, your presiding judge, chairman, and spokesperson for the One United Front. You are my witnesses and jury. You may be seated. Court is now in session. Let's talk about it. So, two close friends have now become foes, it appears. Showoff and Ahdi Boom, who were once both affiliates under the same home league, RBE, but had friendships even off of RBE, by which they was before RBE, have now become enemies, it appears, to the point that these brothers talking about killing each other and killing each other parents. Yeah, that has to be the ultimate hate. How this happens, we don't know, but we have some texts to actually lead up to what y'all about to witness and see for yourself. So somehow Showoff put up a picture of him when he was younger. And he said, 15-year-old Shogun, before I created Showoff, and picked up a pen and pad. My lead was something else. Then Ahdi Boom goes up under and said, you look like a B word for real. Now, that just come out of nowhere, which leads me to believe that something was going on before this, because he's reacting based upon something prior before this post getting up. Then Showoff takes that real personal, and he says this. He said, your pop's dead, but your mom's still breathing, right? You're welcome for that. Now relax and act like you know that address still the same, stupid. Okay. So he just take it down. Like your daddy did. But don't your mama still live at that one address? She's still breathing, right? Thank me for that. That I still allow her to live. And act like you know that address is still what it is, stupid, because I know where to go find her. That's out of pocket. If you feel some way about a person, why don't you take it up with the person? Why is you going talking about threatening to kill his mother? And this at one time used to be your friend. I'm going to touch on some things, but let me just get through these text tweets that they doing on social media for everybody to see. Then Ahdi Boom responds. He put up a pistol. He said, play about my parents on the internet, and I'm going to play with your life in real life. You know how I get down, P word. And then under this, it's a gun with a plate right here. I don't know if this is symbolic to eat your food, you know, finish what's on your plate. It's like some terms of the streets. It said at Showoff, SMD. When people say that word, that's supposed to be the ultimate disrespect. That's saying suck my, you know. SMD. I'll make your daughter and I'll make your daughter get next. So in other words, he told him to suck my stuff, and then I'm gonna make your daughter get next. So they getting very personal, striking at who they believe is that person's love. And Showoff come back on and he said, you heed what I said, coward. You moved because you wasn't safe there no more and left your mother there. Nobody on this planet, including who was next to you, believes you, stupid. He talking about himself because they used to be real close to each other. Now let me chill before you tell on me. Now going back to him being branded as a snitch. Then Ahdi Boom put up pictures of various pistols. He said, okay, play with me in real life. He said, play with me in real life. Then he also says, drop a location, playing about my mom. Drop a location. Then he put up these guns. And for the most part, that was the end of that. After those threats go by. Drop your location, and I'm going to come to see you. Well, it's been like 2 days by now. So apparently that's a good thing that we haven't heard of anybody dying or getting shot as a result of these actions. But let me just show y'all something. This is why the Bible say, putting out your trust in man. Cursed is the man who put his trust in men. When you pay attention to what's going on in the world and what's going on in life, guess what you will find? That the majority of these killing and stuff that's going on in urban communities is guys killing each other who actually knew each other, who grew up together, who used to be friends. What do the saying says? Friends make your best enemies. How was it at one time these guys would fight for each other, willing to risk their life and freedom for each other, to now throwing all that out of the window, wanting to kill each other and each other's parents? Know each other's parents. That's how close they were. I know your mother, you know mine. I know your father, you know mine. They welcomed me in the home. I ate in y'all house. I talked to your mom and father, laughed. They used to drop us off at school and the programs and stuff and boys and girls club. Now we killing each other. Terrible. And you see this stuff all the time. Literally all the time. Betraying one another. That's why when you come across real friends, man, you don't burn your bridges, man. But it's crazy because you got a lot of people that do that. I consider myself a good friend. I consider myself a real good friend. But I also handle my business at the same time. You know what I mean? I'm not a friend you could push over. I'm not a friend who you can use. I'm a real friend. I'm a real friend. I'm one of those friends that you know got your back. Gonna tell you the truth no matter what. But I'm not gonna let you play me. I'm not gonna let you run over me. And I'm going to be a true friend. I'm one of those types. Even in saying that, I've had people who knew that and still decide to burn me, cross me, hate on me, plot on me, knowing that I'm a good friend. Some people just dirty. Some people just rotten. Some people just deceiving. Some people just not good with other people. Some people just straight out, flat out fake. Some people are. And for the most part, when we recognize these things, we keep them around us. Even when we recognize it. Then when what we saw in them end up happening to us, then we offended about it as though we didn't see the signs before the crossing happened. And we have to stop that. When God starts showing you things about people, accept it. Don't be in denial of it. Accept it. Because those things could be life and death situations. Especially when it comes to us and being parents, because we try to teach that about our children. Look, stay away. I don't want you around that boy. That boy is bad. He is no good for you. I don't want you around that girl. That girl is no bad. She ain't good for you. We try to protect them from the things that we see in being older and more wiser to life because we lived longer. But then we forget the very thing we impute in our children to live by. And what we do is we compromise our own beliefs that we know to be true. This stuff is sad. You hear about this stuff all the time. And we live in an era where you hear how he was talking about, I know where your mama lives. I know where your daddy lives. Basically threatening to kill your mama and them. You know what's crazy? We live in this era. I had to tell my nephews about this because I got nephews that be on the street doing all type of dirty stuff. But they got this thing where like they like to bring their homies around the house. And my one nephew used to bring his guys over my house. He'd be like, hey, stop doing that. Don't bring your guys over my house. But he cool. I've been knowing him since school. I don't care about none of that. Don't bring your guys by my house. Okay? Don't do that no more. Because the thing about what they be doing, like these people will get into it with those same guys they used to bring over your house. They don't tell you they into it with these guys. Then you not knowing what's going on, and they at war with these people. You didn't rip somebody off, rob them, or play them out of his girl, however, whatever lead to these feuds and things like that. You don't even say nothing about it. And then had this man at my house. Then he come over, and I'm thinking he on some friendship. What's up, Unc? I was in the neighborhood, and I'm opening the door, accepting him as your friend, don't know y'all at war, and he blow my damn brains out. Because you didn't even give me heads up to say, hey, if you see that dude such and such, look, be on point, because me and dude into it. They don't do that. They be into it with them people and don't even get their family them heads up. When you know how people playing it nowadays, that if they can't get you, they get your loved ones. And then these people so terrible, they bring this stuff straight to the internet. Look, they know each other's personal phone numbers, but yet they bringing it on the internet for us. Then when we look at how retarded life is, but then when we reporting on it and we covering it, because these two battle rap, guys in battle rap, we got a battle rap bloggers everywhere. So they're going to report on all this, and y'all know about it. So y'all put this out here, then you get offended when it's being covered. But then y'all putting this out here. People, man, I heard people be saying stupid stuff. I heard people say, real gangsters don't be on the internet. Yes, they do. Real gangsters don't say what they gonna do. Yes, they do. This is the era we live in now, where gangsters is now public. Ain't no more secrets. These same guys who come to the internet, put that stuff up there, they go do it. They do it. In fact, them putting it up there, the people in the comments and all under that, I could imagine what the comments were saying. They put the cables on them to make them want to do it. You better do it too, or you a sucker, or you soft, or you a cow. Don't put it out there if you ain't gonna do it. Yes, gangsters have become the internet now. It ain't silence no more. It's the internet. And they're doing it. These same guys who come to the internet, say what they gonna do when they catch you, they do it. That's why we got so many of these brothers indicted right now. That's why Lil Durk and them indicted right now. That's the whole thing. Put it on the internet first, then go do it, and come back to the internet and claim it. That's what they doing now. This ain't no different. None at all. And that's why I tell y'all, this stuff is fake. This stuff is fake. All this stuff is fake. When you become grown, I don't want to be around no clique. I don't want to be around no gang. I don't want to be around my home. I don't want to be around none of that. All I need is one faithful, committed woman that have my back. That's it. That's it. If a person considered to be a real friend, I know that. But for the most part, out of sight, out of mind. I ain't trying to kick it with y'all. I ain't trying to stay out there with y'all. Out of sight, out of mind. Think about somebody else that's always around y'all. You ain't got to think about me. Out of sight, out of mind. When you ain't around that stuff, you tend to be forgotten about. When you around it so much, you tend to be thought about, by which people begin to plot on you, especially when you're trying to do something good for yourself. These people don't want to be happy for you. They don't want to be happy you living good, happy you riding right, happy you got money, happy for you got a pretty down woman. They don't want to be, what? especially when their life is completely opposite of that. They don't want to be happy for you. Nah, I had to learn that the hard way. I fell a victim of that. The same guy I thought was my best friend, my homie, betrayed me, set me up. I went to prison behind, and he was in my house having sex with my woman. My same kids who used to call him uncle. No, I learned from my mistakes. And alpha males never get along. If I'm a G, you a G, you a leader, I'm a leader, that's a clear sign of betrayal. That's a clear sign of betrayal. Because ain't no real alpha male gonna be up under another man. And ain't gonna let another man call shots over him. And ain't gonna follow another man's footsteps. No, not no alpha males. And if they do that, like I said, that's a clear sign of betrayal, because it's only temporarily the opportunity presents itself and somebody get backstabbed and betrayed. That's all that is. Putting this moving in position. That's all it is. And if you're a beta male and you taking the orders of a man, that's even more sign of betrayal. Because if you're a beta, you weak. You're a break. So it's only a matter of time before that even happens. So guess what? The right thing to do is not be a part of it at all. The Bible say a man, not a boy, not a child, not a teenager, a man will leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife, and the two become one. Not cleave to the block, not cleave to my homies, not cleave to my guys, not cleave to the gang. No, I'm gonna cleave to my wife, and the two become one. That's my partner. She got my best interest. She gonna ride and die with me to the very end. I don't need nothing else. We gonna keep each other safe. She keep me in line, I keep her in line, and we do just fine. That's how that goes. These guys be too old. My nigga this, my nigga that, my guy this. It ain't your guys. Them ain't your niggas. Especially when you start doing better than them, you really gonna find out. I remember I said it in my one rap, Crazy. I said, when we were poor, having loyalty was never in question. But when the money came in, we no longer be friends. Man, to think I even shamed my lady. When she was saying you was shady, I was calling her crazy. You started stealing out the packs, went behind my back, pillow talking to them rats like it wouldn't get back. If my love wasn't real, thought it. And on my word, nobody would have found you. Anyway, man, I don't get it. But that's real though. When we were poor, having loyalty was never in question, because we was all in the same situation. We was all poor. So we stuck together because we were poor. Nobody had more than the other. We was poor. And we were the best of friends in our poverty. But when we started getting money, and when we started taking on responsibilities, then through money came the true nature of what a person really was and what they was made of. And a wedge split between us, and we became enemies. I learned from these things to continue to stay on the path. If you ain't in God, I don't trust you. Yeah, I hear you, but I hear you to try to help you, to give you words of encouragement, to open your eyes and challenge you to do the right thing. But I don't trust you, because if you could turn your back on your maker, who am I? Who am I? And you shouldn't trust me neither. And that's how I live. I don't buy none of this trash, because I know it's all trash. And it's humanistic, fake wisdom and knowledge. And I don't move and operate off feelings. I move and operate off truth. That's what matters. The truth. Feelings, I can care less about, because they change based upon how you feel. But the truth is the truth, no matter what. That's what keeps me alive. Well, the Spirit of the living God, my Lord Jesus Christ, and my Father God, the one true God. So these brothers, man, that's terrible. And this says a lot about y'all. Y'all couldn't have been real friends. Y'all couldn't have been real homies. Y'all couldn't have had real love for each other, talking about killing each other and killing each other's parents, when at one time y'all were willing to fight for one another. How did it all go sour? And how come men don't like to take accountability? If you wrong that brother, man, just admit you wrong that brother. That's not weakness, that's strength. The weak part is avoiding it, ignoring it, as though you didn't wrong a person. What makes you real, what makes you strong, is that you're able to say, you know what, bro, I was out of line. I was out of pocket. And I shouldn't have did that to you, because you always been a good friend to me. I'm wrong. I wronged you. I apologize. I got to, whatever your problem is, the Bible say, confess your sins to one another. Listen, I got a problem, bro. I don't really know how to deal with it. I shouldn't have did you like that. And I'm just being a man. I hope you forgive me, brother. And if you got any words of encouragement that you can give me to help me with this situation, because I need help, but I ain't mean to cross you like that. I shouldn't have did that. I apologize. That's strength. That's power. Not what the world trying to produce to make it seem as though that's weakness. No, that's strength. It take a real man to acknowledge his error and be willing to want to correct it and fix it. It's a coward who run from it. Cowards run from God. Men come before God. That's the difference. Cowards run from God. When Adam and Eve sinned, what happened? The Bible says they became fearful and they ran from God. Cowards run from God. Men stand before God and take accountability and allow God to fix the problem, that you may stay on the path of truth and power, that you may be a light to others. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Stop being cowards. Whichever one of you brothers wronged each other, then look, call that brother up. Look, I'd rather win over a friend than receive an enemy. I'm just keeping it real. I'd rather do that. If I could win back a friend rather than an enemy, I'm going to do that. And I don't want to live like, well, I'm looking over my shoulders every time. No. If me and you got a problem, look, bro, let's figure this out. We're not going to buy into the world, because for the most part, I ain't steal nothing from you. I ain't did no physical harm to you. And I ain't messing with somebody you may be in love with. So whatever our differences is, let's try to talk this out. Let's reason with each other. I'm not scared of you. But I figure as men, these are the example we need to set. Simple as that. So if you brothers really had love and respect for each other like y'all say, then the person who's more spiritual, the person who really loved and it was honest and sincere, should be putting the first foot forth to make right what things went wrong. And that's when you know you're strong. And that is one of the traits in being grown. Correcting your mistakes and owning up to your responsibilities by taking accountability. That being said, it's your boy Battle Truth. It ain't my judgment that's in question. It's yours. Subscribe to Battle Truth.